Okay, the inverse of y equals e to the x. Graphically, let's do this first. Let's graph y equals e to the x. We put a -1 in and we get a fraction that's less than 1 out. We put a 0 in, we get a 1 out. Put a 1 in and we get between 2 and 2 and 3, which is 2.7. We put a 2 in and we get between 7 and 8. I believe it was 7.4-ish. So this is our graph of our exponential function. Our inverse is going to reverse the inputs and outputs. So if I put a 0 in and get a 1 out, 1, 0. If I put a 1 in and I get 2.7 out, then 2.71. And if I put a 2 in and get 7.4 out, then 7.42 is my output. Now the inverse is going to be log base e of x. Log base e of x, which is the natural log of x. That's our inverse function. I'm going to set my argument equal to 0 to get the vertical asymptote. So x equals 0 is my vertical asymptote. And then I know that I am going to draw this curve and just hug that vertical asymptote. It will never touch it, nor will it cross it. Our domain is 0 to infinity. Our range is -infinity to infinity. And we have an x-intercept at 1, 0. Okay, our next, we're going to go straight to y equals log base 2 of x plus 1. So the first step is, let's graph y equals 2 to the x. So let's graph the exponential inverse, right? So we're going to graph the exponential. That's going to allow us to then graph y equals log base 2 of x. That's our log. And then this plus 1 right here says make this go left 1, because plus 1 is inside the function. So I'm going to graph y equals 2 to the x, -1, get a 1/2 out, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 8. I'm not connecting the dots. I'm now going to plot the inverse. This is a log function. So I'm going to plot the inverse by reversing my inputs and outputs. -1, 1/2 means 1/2 -1. 0, 1 means 1, 0. 1, 2 is 2, 1. 2, 4 becomes 4, 2. And 3, 8 becomes 8, 3. Now I'm not going to draw my curve yet because I need to move all of these points left 1, left 1, left 1, left 1, left 1. Now you have the ability to either erase or to just kind of move these out of the way. I'm going to move these out of the way. I could have just said, you know what, just move them all left 1, and you can see, oh, that's beautiful. And I might just leave them right there. That's fine. Okay. And then we're going to say, where is my vertical asymptote? What's my domain? So your vertical asymptote, set x plus 1, your argument, equal to 0. Therefore, x equals -1. So that's your vertical asymptote. X equals -1. And you can see that the domain would be x plus 1 is greater than 0, x is greater than -1, and we write that in interval notation, -1 to infinity. Our range is -infinity to +infinity. Our intercept happens to be a y-intercept and an x-intercept at 0, 0. Our vertical asymptote, we just talked about that. That's x equals -1. And I believe we hit everything. Our domain, our range, our intercept, and our asymptote. And that is graphing log base 2 of x plus 1. So I like to start with my exponential function. So if it's log base 3 of x minus 4, then the exponential function is 3 to the x. If it's log base 5 of blah, 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 blah with an x in there, it's 5 to the x. If it's log of blah, 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 then that would be 10 to the x. If it's natural log of x minus 3, then it would be e to the x, because natural log is base e. So it would be e to the x. So that would be your exponential. So I start with the exponential because it's easier to graph the exponential function. Then I graph the inverse. I flip the ordered pairs. And then I do my translation. It's a pretty cool thing. Okay. If you caught that, I'm going to show you real quick. -1, 1/2. I just want to make sure that you get it. 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 8. What I did was on the inverse, right? So on the log, I flipped the ordered pairs. 1/2, -1, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 4, 2, 8, 3. Those became my points right there, right? 8, 3. Then left 1, left 1. So when we go left 1, we subtract 1 from x because we're going to the left, going to the left. So instead of 1/2, when you subtract 1, you get -1/2, -1. When you subtract 1 from 1, you get 0, 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 8 minus 1 is 7. And that's how you get your ordered pairs. So hopefully that little bit of explanation also helped. This looks extremely messy, but you can always rewind the video and rewatch it just